All right, so we are going to do yoga with weights today. Duke wants to say good morning, and then he's going to go take a nap while we do our weights. So 1, 2, 3, or 5 pounds, no heavier than 5 pounds. If you don't have any weights, okay, go ahead. You can just use a soup can or water bottles, or just body weight is perfectly fine as well. I've got my weights just off to the side so they're out of the way, and we're going to find a seated position that feels good. Rolling those shoulders up and back. Oh my goodness, is he cute. Roll those shoulders down and away. Turn your palms to face the sky. Drape the wrists over the knees, index finger and thumb gently touching. And just take a second. We're going to warm up the body. Just letting it know it's going to be time to work. If at any point the weights just get to be too much or too much of a distraction, you are welcome to just set them down. And we give ourselves permission to move in a way that feels good today. We're going to challenge ourselves, but being kind and respectful. Meeting the body where we are today, emotionally and mentally. Don't judge, don't criticize. Feel free to laugh. Please feel free to smile. Let's turn the palms to the shins, just below the knees. Take a big breath in, press the chest forward, arch your back, lift your gaze. And then exhale, hollow your tummy and chest, press your spine towards the back, tuck your chin. Inhale, press it through, arch your back, lift your gaze. And exhale, hollow. Always moving mindfully. Let's do one more each direction. Feeling all the feels. Experiencing your practice, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your hands down by your sides. Press your palms towards the ground. And as you exhale, release your chin towards your chest. Inhale, head up nice and tall. And as you exhale, lean your head to the right. Inhale it back to center and exhaling your head to the left. Just pressing those palms towards the ground. Inhale to center, turn and look out over your right shoulder. Inhale it back to center and then turn and look out over your left shoulder. Inhale it back to center, reach it high, and exhale, release that right hand down, left arm up and over. Inhale, both arms come up, reach it high, and exhale, other side. That was fun. He doesn't normally come over and sit with me. Inhale, both arms, reach it up. Exhale, turn to the right. Just warming up through that upper body. Inhale, reach it high, turn it back to face front. And exhale, we turn to the left. Right hand to the top of the thigh, left hand behind. Just sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach it high. And as you exhale, pull those elbows back and down. Squeeze through those shoulder blades, your cactus arms. Inhale, reach it up and let those arms float down by your sides. Let's switch and cross the other leg in front. Palms pressing down towards the ground. A chin towards the chest. Inhale, head up nice and tall, and exhaling your head to the right. Press that left palm down. Inhale it up tall, and exhaling your head to the left. Press that right palm towards the ground. Inhale, head up nice and tall. Turn and look to the right, far as you can turn your head. And back through center, and over to the left. And inhale it back to center. Shift those hands to the shins. Again, those cat and cows. Press it through, arch your back, lift your gaze. And exhale, hollow. Inhale, press it through, arch your back, lift your gaze. And exhale, hollow. Let's do one more each direction. I'm excited you're here. If this is the first time adding weights with your yoga, just be nice, keep a sense of humor. It is definitely an adventure. Inhale it up nice and tall. Let's turn and come up to all fours. We're going to take one weight. in your hand, and we're going to set it down. Your weight is primarily in your left hand. Right hand is just grabbing the weight. If you don't have a weight, you're just going to gently set your palm or your fist to the mat. We're going to pull that weight right up to the base of the rib cage, kind of right between the rib cage and your pelvis, and then gently set it back down. Your shoulders are going to remain square to the mat, and we're just going to pull it up. Elbow goes straight up towards the ceiling. Be mindful you're not arching your back. As you do this, there's this real tendency to kind of lower your belly and lift your butt. We don't want to do that. Keep that core nice and strong. Breathe. One more. You're going to set that weight right between you, and now that right hand comes to the mat. Left hand takes a hold of that weight, kind of just below the shoulder. Core strong, shoulders are level, and we pull that weight right up to the base of the ribs. And you're just making a fist with your hand if you don't have any weights, or if the weight's not great for you. We want to pull that weight right up to that space between the ribs and the pelvis. Again, resisting that urge to arch. Just pull. And breathe. Two more. And set that weight down right in the center between your hands. We're going to tuck our toes and lift our knees just an inch off of the mat. Breathe. We're going to walk it forward once and back once. Other side. Walk it forward once with the hand and the foot and back. 3 more times. Forward and back. Forward. We're keeping those knees just hovering off the mat. Forward and back. Forward and back. One more. Forward and back. Forward and back. And release your knees. Untuck your toes. Slide that weight to the left, just to the outside of your mat, and sit it back to child's pose. How you doing so far? Breathe. So we should expect the heart rate to increase, respiration to increase, energy output to increase. Again, you can always leave the weight off to the side. As you're ready, come back up to that tabletop. Core strong. Now that weight's off to the left, slightly behind your hand. So adjust yourself however you need to so that weight is just behind your wrist. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Right hand's going to reach across to take that weight and set it to the outside of the right side of the mat. Right hand down. Left hand reaches under, pass it through. Your job is to stay as steady as possible and to set that weight as gently as possible. If you want to keep it a little narrower, just keep it right on the mat. A little wider just makes you work for it a little bit harder. We're going to work to keep the pelvis as square as we can, back as flat as you can. One more each side. Knees come down, untuck the toes, and back to child's pose. Walk those fingertips towards the top of the mat. If you need to, roll those wrists. And let's go ahead and walk those hands up. We're going to come up to a kneeling position. If you need a little extra padding, pull your mat back on itself so that you have a triple layer of your mat. Or if you don't need it and you're good, we're up in a kneeling position, grabbing one weight. We're going to take it in the right hand. Left foot comes forward to just a 90-degree bend with your front leg, that left leg, and your right hand right by your shoulder. So we want to make sure that that right foot or that left foot is straight out in front of us and not off to the side. This is going to fire up your core and your shoulder. Elbow stays in and we send it straight up. Now what happens if that's not great for your shoulder? You're going to open your shoulder and press, always having that weight a little forward in front of the ear so you're not right in line with the ear, and that elbow stays in, right in line with the shoulder. We have 4 more. Little butt squeeze, feeling strong through the belly. Last one, turn your palm, and if it feels okay to you, slowly rainbow your arm down. If that's not great, just come straight forward. Take care of your shoulder. Feel that pull all through that oblique. And we pull the hands in to heart center, and we're going to take the weight both in either side in both hands. And we're going to press it straight out and bend the elbows, pull it in. Straight out, pull it in. Just make sure you're breathing, making sure that that left knee stays right in line with your hip. No reason to go any higher than your shoulders. And again, you don't have to have the weight. You can have no weight and just extend those arms. Last two. And last one, hold it out. And now just lift and lower. You can just hold it. If there's no pain involved in holding it, but there is in lifting, stop. If it's holding it, just at heart center. If that means you put the weight down, it's fine. It's about taking care of yourself. Two more. Last one, we hold it up, and now just bend the elbows and extend. Tricep extensions, keeping those elbows in, and breathe. Core strong, your spine is long. A little bit of a butt squeeze, should feel a nice little stretch through the front of that right leg. You might feel a little fatigue in that right quad. We have three more. Last one. And go ahead and pull that hand down to heart center. Bring that left knee in and shift your right leg out. So again, right leg is going to be right in front of the hip. We're going to take the weight in your left hand. Right hand can be down by your side, resting on your thigh, what have you. You're going to have that elbow right inside, not a death grip on your hand with that weight, and you're just going to press it straight up. Keeping that elbow from flaring out to the side if you're able. If the shoulder is like, hey, I don't love that, remember we want to come right in front of the ear, so right along the side of your face. Definitely feeling the shoveling I did this morning. Breathe. Again, keeping the core strong. Keeping that little bit of a pelvic tilt. Should feel those glutes activating. Two more. Last one. And we bring the hands to heart center and extend. And bring it back down. Extend. Breathe. So body position hasn't changed. There's a lot of work happening. So if you're like, why are my legs so tired? It's my arms that are working. Your legs are working too. We want to feel it in the core. Find your breath. Last two. Last one. Hands to heart center again, and we press it straight out and pull it in. Out and in. Good. So we're trying to minimize how much the body's moving. The only thing that's happening is those arms are extending and pulling back in. Out and in. Core is strong. So we're working the core pretty much the entire time we are on our mat today. So you're getting a 60-minute ab workout. Last two and last one. Pull it in. Now we go out and up, down and up. Keep that core strong. Feeling it in that left quadricep? Yes, indeed. Your pace. So if you're like, wow, you're going fast or you're going really slow, just keep track of your form. Be nice to your body. Be mindful in your movements. You have three more. On that last one, we're going to hold it up. And we're going to do those tricep extensions. Arms tall, elbows stay in. And extend, bend, and extend. If you can still smile, we're in good shape. Breathe. Again, you can always put your weight down. Find your breath. You got three more. Now, if you're like, I love this, but I don't want to do this many reps, you can set your reps for whatever you want. Arms extend and pull those hands back down. Whew. Good. So we're facing front. That right leg is forward. You can set your weight down if you need to, making sure that that right foot is right in line with that right knee. Just under it, tuck your left toes. And we stand and lift that left knee. And we come back down to that kneeling position. Now you can have your toes tucked under or the toes just flat so that like your shoelaces were on the mat. And we rise and lift and gently come back down. So you're controlling the down as much as you are the up. Breathe. Yep, this is a lot of work. Giving some love into that right quad, right glute. Again, the core. If you need to put your weight down, put your weight down. Are we having fun yet? I hope so. Last one, hold. Flex your foot. Breathe. Transfer your weight to your right hand and extend it down. Left hand can just be on your hip. You can have it out to a T or down by your side. And we have a bicep curl with that right hand. And down. Bicep curl. Breathe. Now, if you need to bring that left big toe down, yep, you sure can. Breathe. Slow and steady. Almost there. Last two. And last one. Hand right by your shoulder, and we slowly take it back down to the knee. We bring both knees down. Shift the weight back to both hands. Left leg comes forward. Again, you can tuck your toes or you can press off of the top of the foot. We rise and lift that knee to 90 and gently come back down. And we rise. And we come back down. And lift. Slow and controlled. We're not falling onto that right knee as best we can, but setting it. And again, if that extra weight is more than you like, get rid of it. We have 3 more. Last one, and we hold it. Flex your foot. Shift that weight to your left hand and extend it down. Right arm can be out to a T, rest on your hip, down by your side, whatever you wish, and bicep curl. Make sure you breathe in. Not swinging the arm, that elbow stays right next to your rib cage. If you need to have that right big toe to the ground, you sure can. Core is nice and strong. We have 3 more. And last one. Transfer the weight back to both hands and ever so slowly come back down. Bring both knees to the mat. Hands right by your chest. Core strong, glutes are engaged, and we lean it back as far as you like. Not sitting back, not arching. And then we rise. We have 6 of these. Core strong. So this is a lot to do after what we just did. This is a lot to do all in and of itself. So just do the best you have. Best you got. Stay strong through the belly. Feel those glutes squeeze. We got 3 more. And last one. Come back up. Go ahead and release that weight off to the side. Tuck your toes underneath. Reach hands back, taking a hold of the ankles, and give a little push forward with the pelvis, the tummy, the chest. Gazing up for camel pose. Core strong, we slowly rise. Untuck those toes, bring the hands to the top of the mat. Extend one leg back and then the other to plank. You can be on your forearms, you can be on your hands, you can be on your knees or your toes. We're going to tap your right foot out and pull it in. Right foot taps out and in. We have 5 of these. You can be on that left knee or you can be on those left toes. Last one. Pull it in. Left side. Tap it out. Pull it in. Tap it out. Pull it in. 2 more. Last one. Now we're going to move laterally. So to the side, making sure your weight is out of the way. And we're going to walk right foot, right hand, left foot, left foot, left hand, right foot, left hand, right foot. Back we go. Right foot, right hand, left foot. Lift your hips to down dog. That makes down dog feel pretty good. How you doing? Have you broken a sweat yet? I hope so. Alternate bending knees. Walk it out. I wish I could hear the groans, the comments. Share them with me. Breathe. I know it's not easy, you guys. I'm hoping it's a little fun, though, and something totally different, and just a really good challenge. As you exhale, let both heels sink. Take the gaze between your hands and walk your feet in. If that weight's in the way, just move it forward. Relax the arms. Let your head be heavy. And breathe. Feel that great stretch down the backs of the legs. Let's bring the hands to the elbows, hold on, and just gently sway side to side. Coming back to center, go ahead and grab both weights and just kind of set them on either side of your feet, just in front of your feet, and let your upper body be heavy. A soft bend in your knees. Hold on to those weights and ever so slowly start to ragdoll your way up. Now those weights, they're going to load you, so be nice. Keep that core nice and strong. As you stand tall, roll those shoulders up and back and let your shoulders slide down and away. Do that again. Big shoulder roll. And slide down and away. One more time. Big shoulder roll. And slide it down and away. Pull the hands up to the shoulders. Shift your weight to your heels and sit to chair. Inhale, rise and extend those arms overhead. Exhale, sink, bring them back down. And rise, press it overhead. And sink, bring them back down. You can make this as big or as small of a motion as you want it to be, keeping yourself kind of compact. So without letting those elbows flare open unless you need to, if there's pain involved in those shoulders. Sinking as low as you like, making sure you're staying as even as you can in that weight distribution in those legs. And if you're like, wow, I was good for 3 and now I'm really struggling, put your weight down. So when you sit, set them down and rise. If you're like, no, I really missed those weights, pick them back up. You have one more. And then slowly rainbow those arms down. Take care of those shoulders. If that's not right, bend your elbows and just bring your hands down. Slow, 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 slow. All the way down. And we alternate bicep curls. I don't care which arm starts first. You don't have to have weights. If you have them, great. Shoulders are rolled back as one goes up, one comes down. There's a tiny soft bend in your knees. Nothing crazy. Just a softness so you're not locking those knees. Breathe. Finding your breath. Always connected to the breath. There's so many times where I find myself holding my breath, where I got to remind myself to breathe. Almost there. You feeling this? Indeed. One more each. And then slowly let those arms come down by your sides. Shifting your weight to your left foot. Take a giant step back with your right foot. You're welcome to bring that right knee to the mat or stay in your lunge if you like. We're going to bend the elbows to 90 degrees. You don't have to have those weights. So if you're like, I don't think so, we're doing some shoulder work. We're going to lift the elbows and lift the hands. Arms stay at 90 degrees. Legs are in a static hold. We're not moving. Core is strong. Again, if you want to be on that back knee, yep, you sure can. We're just lifting to shoulder height. No need to come any higher than your shoulder. Just hold that static lunge. Last two. Last one, hold those elbows up. Now just lift your fingertips towards the sky and then lower the hands back down. Fingertips, hands back down. Field goal, if you will, and back down. So that low lunge, we go field goal to fingers. We keep that shoulder height. Breathe. Beautiful. One more time. Lift it and gently release it down. Step it forward. And we shift our weight now to our right foot. Left leg goes back to that static hold. We're going to do alternating front raises, like you're holding a candlestick. If you have the weights, right arm comes up and down. Left arm comes up and down. Again, no weight necessary. It's all about control. And if you have multiple sets of weights, shoulders might go a little lighter. Anytime we work those legs, a little heavier. Bigger muscles, bigger weights. Smaller muscles, smaller weights. Breathe. Two more each side. Just to shoulder height. Do you feel the core? Holy cow. Arms come down and we step it forward. Rainbow all the way up. Take your time. Arms are as straight as you can. Slowly turn your palms to behind you and lower those arms. All the way down. We turn the palms back to the hands towards the sky and we come all the way up. We just have 3 of these. Turn your palms to the sky as you lower. Core super strong. One more time. Palms to the legs. We lift those arms. Rainbowing it all the way up. Turn your palms to the back and slowly lower. Inhale, reach it high. Exhale, swan dive down. Be mindful of your back. Go ahead and set those weights parallel. You can be on the weights or you can set your hands beside the weights, whichever you prefer. Be safe. Step your feet back to plank. Toes or knees, crocodile. Well, now that's a different sensation, right? Press it through up dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips to down dog. So we're still on those weights, if that's okay. Breathe. I'm going to slide that left weight towards the right and bring your left palm to the mat. Taking that right hand, we're going to reach it back. Tap the weight to your toes. Don't smash your toes. And then place that weight back to down dog. Right hand reaches back. Tap it. You don't have to have the weight. You can just reach back with that right hand and tap. And release. So be mindful. Don't get not so mindful and whack your toes or whack your shin. Set it. Tap it. Be kind. 2 more. I know this is challenging. And then just check in. What do you feel? There's so many things to feel. And then go ahead and set that right hand down. Pick up your weight in your left hand. You don't have to. And we take it back. A little tap. And set back to your down dog. Now be mindful that the body is not flying all over the place, right? So we're not swaying our hips too much. There's really no more shift of the weight. We stay heavy in that right side. That left hand is just moving forward and back. If you're not sweaty yet, tell me, because I need to up the ante a little bit. I'm just kidding. You guys are doing great. Last 2. And last 1. Go ahead and bring both hands to down dog. No weights. And alternate bending knees. Walk it out. If child's pose feels better to you, go for it because that was a lot in the shoulders. Find your breath. Inhale it up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders toward your thighs. Reach your sit bones high. And exhale, let your heels gently sink. Shift your weight to your left foot. Right toes reach high. Exhale and sweep your right knee through. Foot's going to come between the weights or between your hands. If you need to adjust and move, you can. So take a second and find your pigeon. Breathe. That feels good. So that left leg just straight behind us. Make sure it feels good. So if your right knee is asking you to please get out of this pose, you're welcome to come over onto that right hip and draw your left leg in. Otherwise, keep that pigeon pose. Breathe. We're going to walk our hands out wide. We're going to be up on our fingertips, and you're just going to bend your elbows like you're coming down for a push-up. And then exhale, press. Let your upper body weight be heavy in those hands and lower. And press. And lower. So it's almost resisting that press back up to initiate through the chest and those pecs. Keeping the core strong. Press it up. And gently release. Press it up. And gently release. Pressing it up one more time and release. Last press up and walk your hands back, hands on either side of the knee. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, sweep it back and extend right leg high. Add a flex of that right foot and a bend of the right knee. Draw your heel towards your bottom. We extend that right leg and gently set it down to down dog. Sway your hips side to side. Coming back to center, shift your weight to your right foot. Left toes reach high. Exhale and sweep your left knee through, foot to the inside to pigeon. And again, if you need to take care of that left knee, please take care of it. That right leg comes straight behind us and we feel this really nice stretch in that left hip and that right hip flexor. Breathe. Let's go ahead and walk it forward. Hands go wide up on those fingertips. As you lower, let the upper body be heavy. As you press it back up, a little resist. Feel that squeeze through the chest and slowly lower. And press. Your pace, your breath. If you need to shift where your hands are, please do. If you need to be down on your palms, absolutely, yes, you can. If you're like, nope, I just want to be in sleeping pigeon, of course, that is always an option. You have 3 more. Beautiful. Pull those hands back in. Tuck the back toes, lift your hips, sweep it back to down dog. Extending left leg high. Add a flex of that left foot and bend that left knee. Draw your heel toward your bottom. Extending that left leg and gently release it down. We inhale it to high plank. Releasing that left knee to the mat, we're going to roll it open. Now you are welcome to come down onto your left forearm or remain up on your left hand. We're going to take one weight in that right hand and we're going to place it right on the pelvis. So we want that left knee down and away from us. And we're going to dip the hip and come back up. So if you are on your forearm, dip and lift. So it's a smaller dip, less intensity in the shoulder, but if you are taking special care of your shoulder, please take this option. We're just letting that weight rest. If you're like, that's more weight than I want to do, that's fine. Just letting it rest. We have 2 more. You can just hold your plank. You don't have to do those hip dips. Now go ahead and set that leg or that hip down. Place the weight on the mat. Go ahead and slide the other one out of the way if it's in the way. And we're going to extend that left arm out. Left ear to the mat. And we're going to place that right weight just again right at the top of the thigh, just below your pelvis. And we're going to lift that right leg and lower. So I want you to kind of lead with your heel as you lift, lead with your big toe as you lower. So the toe is turned in slightly, little bit of a pigeon-toed stance. Our hips are stacked. Our belly button's drawn in, and our hand is just keeping that weight right on the outer thigh. Breathe. Slow, steady breaths. This feels pretty good. You guys are working hard today. Not that you don't every day. Good. One more. Hold it up. And just little tiny pulses. Keep that little bit of a pigeon-toed stance with the foot. Big toes turned down towards the ground. Heel towards the ceiling. And just lift. Lift and lower. And if you're like, why is my left side fatiguing? Because it's working too. And lower. Go ahead and set that weight off to the side. Give yourself a little push up. And let's switch and come to the other side. So that right knee is down. You can be on your hand. Bring that weight with if you want it. You can either be on your hand or you can be down onto that forearm. Just make sure that right knee is down far enough so that you can dip that hip. We just rest the weight and we dip and lift. So again, if you're like, I don't know if I love that for my shoulder, take the option, come down onto your forearm. That is definitely not cheating. It's listening to your body and being nice. It's being mindful, right? So we don't have a death grip. We're just resting our palm right along that outer hip. Working those obliques, working our gluteus medius, working the shoulder. And if your shoulder's like, I'm done, just take a second, rest, come on down, grab a drink of water, whatever you need. We have 2 more. Go ahead and come on down. Go ahead and place that weight to the mat. Support yourself as you lower down. We come down onto our ear. Breathe that weight. We place it again just to the top of the thigh. Little bit of a pigeon-toed stance with that foot. So we're going to turn that big toe down, flex the foot, and lift. So we want to be right, stacking those hips right on top of each other. So we're not leaning back onto that glute med. That right knee is slightly forward. That just gives you a nice little base so that you're not rocking quite so much. It's all about being steady and allowing that leg to be the only thing moving. Breathe. We're so close, you guys. We still get to embrace that final relaxation, that shavasana. It's going to feel so good. We have 2 more. And hold it. Little pulses. Keep that big toe turned. I just felt my body cheating, turning my toes straight because it's getting tired. That's what we want. That's where we start building muscle and making changes, guys, is when our body wants to stop and we don't. Just because it's hard, embrace it. And slowly lower. Nice work. Go ahead and place that weight down. Go ahead and roll over onto your back. Oh, that feels pretty good. Pull that right knee in. And then your left. And just gently rock it side to side. So are you feeling all that core work we're doing? We're going to feel even more. Hopefully this is fun, different. Coming back to center, grab one weight if you want to. You don't have to. We're going to extend those legs and flex the feet. Extend your arms so you can just reach with your fingertips or you can take that weight and we're going to lift it up. We're going to touch our toes and bring it back down. Now the trick is you don't want to bring your toes to the weight. You want to keep the soles of the feet pointing towards the ceiling and you're reaching up and doing your best to touch the weight to your toes. So a lot of times the rocking starts happening, right? We want to keep the legs as steady as we can and just lift and lift. Breathe. We have 3 more. Placing the weight in your right hand, bend your knees to 90 degrees. So we want the knees right over the pelvis and our feet right in line with the knees. So it's like you're sitting in a high back chair. Your weight is in your right hand, left arm is extended out to a T. We bend that right elbow, tapping it out shoulder height and pressing it straight up. Tap and press. Now, if you want a little extra, extend that left leg out and press through your heel. Making sure that the small of the back stays pressing into the mat. Back of the head is just resting to the mat. Breathe. So you don't have to. You can keep those knees bent to 90. Good. We have 4 more. Last one. And pull that knee in. Bring both hands, hold on to your weight, extend those legs, flex your feet. Keep those legs straight and lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. 5 more. Last 2. And last 1. Shift your weight to your left hand, bend those knees once again, right arm out to a T, knees are bent to 90. We bend that left elbow, tapping the tricep and the elbow to the mat, and then pressing it straight back up, right over our sternum, out to shoulder height, and press it up. If you want, extend that right leg. We want to make sure that the small of the back is still pressing into the mat. We keep that belly button drawn in. You should feel your core, all of those deep core muscles working overtime. Hip flexors on that right leg, right quad. So this is a great way to get a ton of things done. Breathe. Just make sure you're breathing. Anytime we work the core, it's really easy to hold your breath. We got 2 more. Last one. And pull it in. Pull the hands to the chest. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Breathe. We're going to bring the weight to the in front of the knees. We're going to pump those feet back and rock ourselves up. We're going to grab the other weight. If you're like, I don't want the other weight, just use one. And we're going to ever so slowly take it back down. I want you to really go slow. And those weights are right by your chest. Take your time. And we place those weights right on the pelvis. If you've decided to just have one, lay the weight across your pelvis. Pull those heels in right up by your bottom. So we're kind of holding them like they were candlesticks if it's not a singular one across your pelvis. A little pelvic tilt, our bridges. We have 10 that we come up, we hold, and we slowly come back down. So we're just letting that weight rest on the front of the pelvis. Make sure you have that pelvic tilt and slow and steady peeling your spine off the mat 1 vertebra at a time, making sure those knees don't flare open, a good butt squeeze, and then slowly take it back down. Make sure that you re-engage with that pelvic tilt before you rise. And we're doing our best to really feel that independent movement of each vertebra, right? So each day that passes, there's this tendency to kind of move the back, those vertebrae in kind of a chunky fashion, particularly that region between your thoracic and your lumbar spine. Really feel that transition as smooth as you can. It's a great way to realign your spine, and with the weights, that added bonus of the glute work and hamstring strength. So again, each day that passes, we lose a little bit of strength, and those glutes and hamstrings forget how to fire. It is so important for those glutes to stay strong and keep the backside of our body strong and healthy. We have 4 more. If you are a counter, you're like, this lady doesn't know how to count. My apologies. I do my very best, but sometimes I get lost in it. And when I'm talking, I may lose track. But, you know, a little bonus, 1 or 2, always good. And if you're like, I did my 10 and I'm good, that's fine too. Good, we have one more. Last one. I want you to hold it up. Now you can take both weights or you can set one weight down. We're going to extend those arms up. We're going to take both arms back. You're going to tap your weight or weights, and then you're going to lift it right back up. So your buns should be a good little warm fuzziness here. We take it back up and over and back up towards the thighs. Taking it up and over. These are lat pulls, strengthening those big muscles just below your armpits on either side of your back. Again, posterior chain. You feel those buns? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Almost there. Just think how good Shavasana is going to feel. Breathe. Let's go 2 more. And last one. And slowly lower your body back to the mat. Now slowly open those arms. Soft bend in your elbows. Just let your arms float down. All the way down. Good. Go ahead and set those weights just off to the side. Pull one knee in towards your chest. That should feel good for your glutes. They just worked really hard. And then cross that right ankle over the left knee. Pull your knees in. Reach that right hand through your legs and interlace your fingers behind that left thigh. And just gently pull it in. That feels pretty good too. Feels good to you? Extend that left leg and flex your foot. We bend that left knee. Release your hands, left foot to the mat, cross that right knee all the way over the left, right arm out to a T, left hand to the outside of the right knee, and just gently pull your legs across your body. Just let them fall to the left and turn and look out over your right arm. That feels super good. So tons of options and opportunities to add weights in with your yoga practice. Hopefully this kind of opened your eyes and opened your mind to different ways to challenge yourself. Don't get me wrong, the body weight aspect of yoga is always good, but this is always just kind of a fun addition if ever you're feeling a little spicy. Come back through to center. And placing that right foot to the mat, left ankle crosses just above that right knee. And we pull those knees in, reaching your left hand through. Interlace behind that right thigh, and then let your head be heavy, shoulders heavy, and just pull those knees in. Great stretch for that left hip. If you want to add in that right hamstring, go ahead and extend your leg and flex your foot. Let's bend that right knee. Release your hands, right foot to the mat, cross that left leg all the way over the right, left arm out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee, and just gently pull your legs to the right. Oh, that feels good. Keep that left shoulder down as best you can and look out over your left arm. So you might find that your body's talking to you a little bit over the next couple days, particularly if you don't typically work with weights. Lots of water, some good healthy protein, maybe a good Epsom salts bath if you like. Shouldn't feel anything too crazy. Just a little reminder of the work and hopefully a little smile as you think about me in a good way. And then slowly roll it back to center. Pull that left knee in and then your right. Extend those legs. Bring your hands behind your calves or your thighs, wherever you like, and just gently pull those legs in and flex your feet. You can take a hold of your feet if you like. You can wrap your arms around the backs of the legs if you wish. If you want to, lift your upper body, or lift in your head, I should say, drawing your nose towards your shins. Nice little pressure massage in your lower back as you lift that upper body. Great hamstring stretch, calf stretch, lower back stretch as you pull those legs in. And then gently release your upper body, release that intensity with the arms. We bend those knees. Let's cross the right ankle over the left, reach down, take a hold just above your ankles and pull those knees in. Kind of like you're sitting crisscross. Only pull those knees in and draw those shoulder blades down towards the ground. Release the intensity, release the hands and cross that right knee all the way over the left. And then once again, reach down towards the opposite leg, just above the ankle, and then pull those feet in. A little deeper stretch, kind of like cow face pose, only you're on your back. Make sure you breathe in. And gently release. Now cross left leg over the right ankle. And we reach down like you're sitting crisscross, just above the ankles and pull those knees in. Release those hands. Now cross that left knee over the right. Reach down, take a hold of the opposite ankle, just above the ankle, and gently pull it in. Again, just like our cow face pose, only we're reclined. And gently release, knees to chest, hands behind your thighs. Give those feet a little pump and rock it up. And let's sit crisscross. Easy pose. Sitting up nice and tall and just gently walk your hands forward. Let your upper body be heavy. If it feels good to you, extend those arms out a little further. Press your tailbone towards the mat. Lifting slightly, walk your hands to the right. Reach through your left fingertips just as far as you can reach. Let your head be heavy. Lifting slightly, walk it through center. And then over to the left, reaching through your right fingertips. Let your head be heavy. And back through center. Inhale, circle the hands back by your hips. Big circle of those arms up and overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Rock it back, other legs in front. And we do the same thing, walk it forward. Just surrender yourself down. Let your head be heavy. You put in a ton of work today. Lifting slightly, walk your hands to the left, reaching through your right fingertips. As we finish our final stretches, Shavasana, a little different today in a seated position, but if you would prefer to come back to a lying position, yes, you absolutely can. Walk it back through center and then over to the right, reaching through those left fingertips. Find your breath. And back through center. Circle those hands back by your hips. Big circle of those arms up and overhead. And let those hands float through heart center. And then just let your hands come to rest on your knees. If you prefer that corpse pose, please feel free to take a second. If you're happy seated, embrace that. If it happens to be the other leg feels better in front, yeah, just make whatever adjustments you need to make. Get rid of the wiggles. however you need to. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Take a moment. If you noticed your heart rate increase today, your respiratory rate increase today, very, very normal. Should be back to a resting place now. What an amazing gift that is. Recovery. We feel strong. That was a lot of work. A sense of joy in being able to do all of those amazing things. We breathe love and life into our body. We allow healing. We allow strength. We allow love to enter our mind, our body, and our spirit. Finding ways where we can challenge ourselves appropriately so that we can feel success. We can make the gains. We can bring positive change to our life in every aspect. Confidence, self-assure, self-love. Take just a few moments to breathe, to truly feel and experience each and every breath. Feel that positive energy flow, the warmth, the replenishment that's happening with each breath you take. We begin to deepen our breath, to wiggle our fingers and our toes. Feeling strong, feeling confident, feeling alive and well. Take the time you need, however you wish. If you're not already in a seated position, coming back to one that feels good to you. Gently open your eyes, take a big breath in, reach it high. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center. And just a humongous thank you for being here with me today, for trusting me with your journey and on this crazy adventure called life. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And until the next time, namaste.